That wasn't supposed to happen, but this was.
You may want to turn this way then.
No, it wasn't supposed to happen, meaning the volume wasn't supposed to.
No, but I'm still
on.
saying you may want to turn it because I'm like in the corner.
Well, why don't you bring your ass on over here?
No, because if I be more, I can't even get my legs spaced.
Well, then maybe you should stop eating pizza.
That's me refraining from saying something smart, people.
Well, if you're a Christian, everything you should say is smart in the heart of Jesus.
Wow.
I love you, Patty. Kevin, you ain't shit.
Hi, sorry, I'm stuffing my face, but...
With the pizza I bought.
Really?
With my money. Patty is good people. Patty, I don't know if you noticed, but I shouted you out last week in the 100 episode. Ashley's rolling her eyes because she wasn't on the 100th episode.
Which technically we did the 100 episode, but it's fine. I guess he wanted to leave it for guys. Gender stuff, you know?
Well, I like him more.
That's fine.
Every time I just do something undercutting, that's fine. No, it's not. You know it fucking hurts.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
for
does.
You, it hurts.
It's supposed to hurt you.
So I'm supposed to feel it?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, but she ain't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
Why can I?
But why are you intentionally trying to hurt me? That's the question.
I want you to cry so you can be in your feelings like, finally, we've got a breakthrough.
No.
Yes, that's what good therapy is. Patty, you didn't see it because you never watched my show.
It's not about just crying, people.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. And if you're in your therapist's office crying every day, then you may want to seek another therapist. Because if that's the intention, that is not...
Shut up.
Okay. Mm-mm. Just saying. Whoa, her breasts are huge.
I know. I cannot wait to talk about her.
I think I remember seeing her because she's actually white.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about him. That's funny. That's the same person, but I didn't even expect that. Wait, that is... Oh, sorry. I'm looking at something totally different than I should have been. Hold on. We have a few topics to discuss this week. Including
I haven't seen what Facebook was like in a while. Including
the title. The title of this week is, Am I a Childish Gamer?
That's fine.
First of all, welcome back to episode 101, the Eclipse Show. The Eclipse. We are over 100 episodes of the KJ from OC podcast. I thank all three of you, Kevin, Patty, and Megan, that are watching right now for joining. Find me on Twitter, KJ from OC, on Facebook, KJ from OC podcast, and also on Instagram, Snapchat, Your Mama's Couch, in Your Mama's House. And you might notice it's a little less gray over here on the east side and the west side and the north side because I decided to mow the lawn, so to speak. This little patch of grass that's still black power. But I will be dyeing this tonight, I believe, so I can look young again. You think it's kind of crazy? Like, this is a full goatee. Like, you can pull it, but it's all gray. It just looks so. Ow! Oh, so weird. And you can look for Ashley on the internet, but she's not using Facebook anymore. So.
Just temporarily.
Yeah, something about some guy hit her up and he said some negative stuff. So.
Very incorrect. Do not put those out in the atmosphere.
I don't remember what it was. Why are you not using Facebook? You don't feel like it?
My own personal reason.
Oh, alright. I forgot. Sorry. If I totally crossed the line, I didn't mean to just now. Oh, sorry. I wasn't intending to. Oh, that's fine.
That's just my answer to everything. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
So Ash and I had a conversation last night. Oh, yeah, I do have Just for Men at home. It's just a matter of actually using it. And hi, Mona. Mona's old school homie.
Hi, Mona. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. Now I can talk. I'm too busy eating.
Seriously, this little piggy, we did a podcast. And this little piggy ate the pizza. That's Armando Meza. We went to high school together. I think that's him.
Hello.
Anyway, so Ashley and I were arguing last night.
We were not arguing.
We did. Was that last night or 2 nights ago?
It was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
You asked me my opinion on something, or maybe I just shared my opinion.
You kind of brought it up while I was pooping. Yeah, I was totally pooping, by the way. Most of our conversations are while I'm on the commode.
That's fine.
That's fine. And we just lost 2 people. And 3. Anyway, so Ashley said, well, why don't you speak for yourself? I don't want to speak for you. You know, you can open up the show. You can do your thing. Little Miss Thang. Little Miss...
Well, Mr. Kingman over here, Mr. KJ from OC, decided that he wanted to talk to me about a video game or video games that he either plays or somebody else he knows plays. Now, he was mentioning that one person in particular plays about 10 hours a week or more. And I said, well, that seems like it would be minimizing on my behalf because personally I feel like 10 hours is a lot. Now, don't get it twisted. In a week span, I can see how that can be conducive and not necessarily over the top.
10 out of 168. Nothing.
But anything that's like 10 hours, I'm talking like a day. Or within a couple of days, not 7 days. I mean like 2 to 3 days, and we're already at 10 hours.
You might not have a job.
Well, that's what the newspaper, the internet, that's what a lot of places are for. If you don't have a job, it would behoove of you, to search for a job in that time that you have to yourself. I mean, hey, read your word, do whatever you feel like you need to do. However, I feel like gaming, it's not going to help you find that next position. But that's just my own personal thing. It
could, because there are people who work for Blitz, or is it Blitz? I forget the name of the company.
Is it Turtle Rock? Or I've been to it. No, it's a place called Turtle something.
Oh.
And I've been to a place where there's gamers, and these gamers are amazing. They make and create these games. That's beside the point. I think jobs like that are awesome for people who really are into it. However, those individuals have put forth a plan, a goal, and said this is what they want to do. Meaning, they're like, we're going to make and create these video games because we love them so much that we're going to make and create them for people who also love them just as much. Now, I'm not knocking anybody who does that. If that is your profession, congratulations. My whole thing was that if you are video gaming...
Thank you, Megan.
Consistently... What did she say?
Blizzard, that's the name of the place. Not
Blizzard. Oh, thank you. If you are gaming consistently, there may be something to look at there. Because it's a distraction, just like TV is a distraction, music is a distraction. Everything can almost be a distraction.
Could it also be recreation? Because look at what Rick said.
It can.
Rick says gaming is recreation.
It's therapeutic. In my opinion, I think it's very therapeutic. I'm not knocking that. So let me clear myself because maybe I'm talking too slow for you.
Well, let me just say this real quick, just before it disappears, because I can't scroll back and forth. But he says the question is your total recreation time out of balance? I think that's a great question.
I think that's a great question.
That leads into
into what I was saying.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. It's a great question, lead to what I said, because I think anything like that can be very therapeutic, only if you make it.
Right.
And there's a balance to everything. So he asked me a question where though, okay, well, what does that mean for you as far as somebody who games, who's a video gamer? I said, personally, it would make me question your level of maturity. Not necessarily stating that you're immature, because there are a lot of immature people out here who do not play video games. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, me personally, I associate video games with childhood. And that's normally where you start playing the video games, as a child. Now, you have some adults who just all of a sudden found out it was a video game, which is rare. But normally, that is something associated with childhood. Now, do I think everybody who plays video games, again, is immature? No. But I do think there's a healthy balance to playing video games. There's a certain level and a certain amount of hours that you spend, in my opinion again, that I think you should spend on playing video games. I don't know exactly what that hour is or how much that is, but I think you know personally what's too much. I don't think anybody needs to guess on that. Like, you know
right.
What's too much for you.
And you're like, damn, I've been sitting here all damn day. I ain't left the house.
Exactly. Hours went by. That could have been hours you could have spent finding a job. That could have been hours you could have spent doing work at home for, whatever it is. That could have been hours spent utilizing. That's literally like being on Facebook.
Or watching TV.
Or constantly just listening to music all day, which that ain't a problem either. But I'm just saying, even then, too much is too much. And we all know what's too much. So that was my take on it. He then went and asked me, hey, do you think that, because we started talking about dating. And I said, well, I personally don't prefer someone who actually plays a video game, but it's not a deal breaker. So he said, so personally you don't want to date anybody who plays video games. I said I don't prefer it. I never said I wouldn't date them at all. I don't prefer it.
Like me and fake boobs. I don't really want to date somebody who has fake boobs.
But it wouldn't be a deal breaker.
Right.
But
AIDS would be.
Yeah. It only becomes a deal breaker if you don't know how to balance the relationship and playing your video games.
When I went to, where did I go last night? Starbucks?
Starbucks, yes.
I went to Starbucks at 10:30, and the dude making a drink, he made his own drink and actually accidentally gave it to a customer. But before they drank it, he was like, oh, I gave you my drink by accident. He said, this thing has 7 shots of espresso. I thought to myself, God dang, that's a lot of espresso. So I had to ask, because that's the kind of dude I am. I'm inquisitive, right? So I'm like, podcast mode. So I interview him. And I asked dude, I said, are you a gamer? I said, seven shots of espresso. You going to be up for a while? He's like, yeah. I said, are you a gamer? He said, yeah. I said, oh, okay. I didn't ask him how many hours he plays or anything. I think it's not really my business. But I could just, I mean, you can tell. Unless you're a trucker.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be playing games overnight with people maybe overseas, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever, like, God,
or you got a paper that you got to meet at a certain deadline and you just get tired. And that's, I mean, I'm not going to say that's rare because I know students do it.
Mm-hmm. I was up till 4 last night.
But it's not all the time that you hear somebody has 7 shots.
7 shots was, God, dog.
But here's the thing, I don't drink coffee, so I wouldn't know.
Mona said it ruined one of her relationships. Ah, shit. Hold on. Maybe I can scroll. Okay, here we go. Ruined one of her relationships is all he wanted to do. Wanted me to sit there and watch him.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I said it's a healthy... But thank you, Mona, for writing that, because it's a healthy balance. It's not a dig on your level. Like, that's why I said it questions your level of maturity, because it's like, are we reverting back to childhood? You know, and that's more of a clinical thing for me, because, of course, we're therapists. But my whole point is that are we invested in the relationship, or are we invested in the games we play? Mm-hmm. And then when I feel like that starts to impede in your relationship with me, or with when it starts to impede in any relationship you have, then you may want to go and figure out what's going on. Right. You know, because then we talk about addiction, that's right up there. I wouldn't be surprised in the future with it like a DSM 10 or something that they wouldn't have that they would have that in there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Absolutely. Yeah, I would not be surprised. Because that is an addiction, just like fame is an addiction. Just like social media is an addiction. Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, Twitter is like, they're an addiction too.
Anything that can be distraction from the real world. I was texting a friend of mine earlier. She didn't want to comment on this, and so we were texting about it instead. And I'm not trying to put all her business out there, which is why I'm not mentioning her name. But she said that her husband plays more than 10 hours a week, and probably closer to 20, or like when is he not on the machine, basically. She's like, she wants to throw it out.
That's not okay,
and
in my opinion.
He used to play college football, and he didn't go pro. So I thought, what if it's like he's playing Madden, or he's playing a college football video game, and maybe he's in it or something like that. But literally, I mean, because that happens where, you know, you could buy a game and your character is in there because you went to that school or whatever. But I said, it could be that he's living vicariously through the game because he didn't end up making it to the league, you know. And she said, you know, he just does first-person shooter games, which could just be that he's playing with his friends, you know, who are also his age or whatever. I mean, we're 38, 39, 40, so, yeah.
So is he stuck in the past?
Or it's a way to connect to people right now for fun when you guys maybe live in, you know, Mission Viejo, Huntington Beach.
Like networking.
Everyone's got a wife and kids, and no one can really sit down and be like, hey guys, let's get together and play games for 4 hours. When you can do it at home in your man cave, but you can't drive 30 minutes and do that for 4 hours, because then you're going to probably be there longer. And then 2, it's to drive back, so that's 5 hours, which means your wife is stuck with a kid or kids. multiple, right? So then it becomes, why is he always spending time over at his friend's house? Why isn't he,
Yeah.
And then it becomes this bigger deal.
So I wonder with that topic in general, when we say living vicariously, I wonder, does any of it have to do with depression of not being able to make it?
I think so.
Because it's like, well, I gotta keep reliving this, because if I let it go, then I'll be depressed.
I think some of it too is, I wanted to do something, didn't get to do it, so this is my way of getting to do that. Maybe you didn't really want to be in the army, but just the fact that your friends are playing, you want to stay connected to your friends, so you're going to do that. Me, I wanted to be a professional wrestler when I was a kid, so I play wrestling games. I wanted to be a professional football player when I was a kid, so I played professional football games. You know what I mean?
You wanted to stay within that genre in which you wanted to,
Right. And so I don't play tennis, I don't play soccer, because I didn't care about those things.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the thing that I wanted to do as a kid or as an adult even that I ventured into, that I was a big fan of or whatever. A connoisseur even, right?
Connoisseur.
Because, I got stats and shit all up in the brain. But, yeah.
Could be a sports analyst.
I could be. I kind of am. I could just do a podcast right now on the 91 Redskins. Just kidding.
But that was pretty much the conversation we had about that. He at first was like, I don't want to do it because you're going to chew me up. And I'm like, no, I just wanted, my opinion on it. I don't knock anybody who does video games. I mean, there's females who play video games. But even then, again, I feel like if you guys, now he said, well, what other games? That was another question. What other games do you feel this way about? And I said, well, not, like, none really. In a sense, I don't feel this way about any other games because usually those other games don't have strong hold on people like video games do.
Well, Flappy Bird did.
Well, I mean, but
Fruit Ninja.
And what's the one with it? But my whole point is it's like a video type of game thing, whether it's handheld on your phone or whether it's actually a controller. So my whole thing is that, like, I don't really have a huge issue with the relationship ending over a video game, thank the Lord. But I'm just saying at the same time, if you came home every day and said, babe, let's play Candyland or Chutes and Ladders, then we gonna have to talk. Because I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing these games, but every day, Candyland and Chutes and Ladders, that's like 0 to 5+. And now I'm really questioning your level of maturity. Because that's very childlike. Now, if you're playing... That's fine. If you're playing Monopoly or Trivial Pursuit, Scrabble, okay, cards, these are, bingo, like these are regular
Rick is asking a very good question right now.
I can't see it because I'm trying to figure that out.
I'm trying to do that too, but it's not working, so I'll do this and just look here. But he says, don't you ever like to revert to childhood sometimes? Any movies that bring you back to childhood? Goonies. Or ever want to go play in a bounce house? No, I don't want to do that. But yes, I do like to revert to childhood sometimes. My therapist says it's very good for me.
Because it's comfortable and it was your safe place.
No, it wasn't very safe.
Not you. I'm talking about like not you. For some people, like generally, you revert back because that was a safe place and that was a place where it was no responsibilities.
Yeah, I do say that sometimes when I talk about childhood or whatever. It's like that is the place where you didn't have a lot of responsibilities. Maybe taking out the trash and getting good grades or whatever. But like other than that, what else is it?
Yeah.
You didn't have bills to pay.
And that's what I said. So it depends on it depends on your childhood too, because you may not want to go back there for some people, like you may not. Yeah. But for others, you do, because for you that was a place of safety, that was a place of assurance, stability, and no responsibility. I'm sorry, as a child, you have no responsibility. Now, again, I don't want to make this a general statement because some people had to be parentified children, and they had to grow up earlier than what they were supposed to grow up. I guess the intended time they were supposed to grow up. So they never had the experience of being a child. So I can understand now why you revert back to being a child because you never had the opportunity to be one. That I understand. But even then, there's still a healthy balance to everything.
Right, because you can't stay stuck in that. You got to let that go and start to realize that, well, it's time to move on and be an adult. Well, I can still maintain this part of me that I miss, I still want to be able to function as an adult, right? Like if I wasn't able to go to school anymore, because I'd rather just play video games all day. No, you have stuff to do. Now there was a couple times where I skipped out on a summer school class. I think I left early to go buy a game at like 9 p.m. before the store closed. That happened one time ever in all my years, I think maybe one time, just because I was probably more sick of work than it was the video game, or I skipped out on work for a day. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. my projects are in a good spot. I'm good. You know, had to be what kind of children? Repeat that word. Oh,
parentified children.
Meaning they had to be the adults.
Those are children who become adults earlier than when it was intended, in a sense. So
like if the parents aren't home and you're the oldest one or the most responsible one, then you have to be the one who makes sure the younger ones are doing their homework and eat their dinner and take a bath and don't get in trouble home when street lights come on, all that kind of stuff. So you don't get to have someone lord over you, but you have to lord over other people, so you don't even get to be a kid.
Yeah. So it's literally the definition. Parentified child is literally you're the parent.
Yep, that's exactly it.
That's really what it is.
Spelled correctly. I hit like.
Yep.
Yes.
So utilize the word. It's a good therapeutic word, parentified child.
You might even use it in some of your cases.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys know people like this. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Rick's a good guy. Me and Rick went to elementary school together. That's the homie. Mm-hmm. He's got the nicest eyes.
That's just so...
But it's funny because him and his sister, it's just like fucking Bambi. It's like, they got the headlights, man. I'm not laughing at him, but it's just like, literally, it's like, God, you'd look at him, he's like, oh, I'm just...
You are so silly.
You're not like in love, but it's just a thing.
You're in love.
No. KJ was my parent. Apparently. So yeah, I play, actually I don't play video games.
No problem, Rick. No problem.
I let video games play themselves. I watch video games play themselves. So it's almost like me watching wrestling or watching football or whatever. Instead of me actually picking up the sticks and doing that whole thing, I set the match up or I set the game up and then let it do its thing. And I watch, or sometimes I really don't pay attention that long because I'm busy doing other stuff, but it's like on in the background. Mm-hmm. What do they call it? Latchkey kids? Where like you have to you have to have something on because I was home a lot by myself. Probably from 5th, 6th grade all the way through high school. I mean, after that, obviously, it was college, so schedules are way different. But yeah. I was home a lot by myself. My dog was put to sleep when I was a senior in high school, so after that, I was alone for a few months before the summer started. So yeah, I was alone a lot. So games were like another sibling. 'Cause my brother didn't live at home for most of the time I grew up because by the 5th grade, I think he moved out and then kind of moved back home intermittently.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that was the conversation. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was reading what Dasha wrote. I think most people with younger siblings help take care of them. Right, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think it's just more of how much do you have to do. Yes, I was about to say there's and I don't want to confuse that, Dasha, and I want to correct any of the misinterpretation with that one, because a parentified child, there's a specific, the reason why they term it parentified children is because it's literally children who have no childhood. I don't mean when older siblings take care of the younger siblings, because at the end of the day, you may still have some aspect of childhood. I'm talking about children who literally are taking care of their parents. Not only just the siblings, you are the parent. You're figuring out how you're going to eat that meal tonight. You're figuring out how that person's going to get to school that day. You're figuring out what clothes is that person going to put on today. You have to dress them. You have to take them. You have to do all of this. That's what I mean by parentified child. Now, we've had siblings, who, okay, I'm going to take care of you, and it's almost like you're raising them because you take care of them, mm-hmm. which is, it borders that, but it's not that. Because if you still in turn had a childhood on some level, then it's not necessarily a parentified child. You only give that term when that person literally has no childhood. Right. And then as adults, you see them reverting backwards. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, women now who have children at, let's say, 15, 16. So you wonder why, because as 15, 16, they had to grow up and they had to, be parents. They had to be adults. Mm-hmm. And then you see them now in their 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s, reverting backwards, doing crazy stuff, going out night in and night out, or just doing stuff that you'd be like, okay, you have a child at home. But the problem with that is that they missed that. They missed all that time in between because they had to be parents. They had to be adults. And that's what I call... That wouldn't be necessarily the whole parentified child, but that's what I call, reverting backwards to your childhood because you didn't have one.
due to whether that's your fault or someone else's fault, doesn't really matter. You didn't have one. But yeah, so hopefully that clarified what you were saying, Dash. Hopefully that clarified it.
Word. Speaking of clarification, I think we need some clarification on this thing. Oh wait, let's call it. Okay, if that's like if your parent was an addict. Yes.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Speaking of addicts, there are people who are addicts addicted to not being themselves. They are addicted to being someone completely different than who they actually are. There's this lady named Martina Big, and you guys may have seen me post this earlier, but no one responded. I don't know why. Well, maybe a few people did. I think Justin did because he talked about her boobs, and then Dasha did.
Wow.
And that was about it. But anyway, this lady, Martina Big, she was on Maury Povich, I guess, a couple months ago, back in September. And she's actually a white lady. But she has done her skin. I mean, it looks evenly brown, like she actually could be black or of African descent. The tone of it. The breasts are obviously just, oh my God, you gotta be kidding.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen black women with big breasts before, but these
her arms look like they can chill on them. Like it's
yeah, she looks like she could just do this shit, which I'd be grateful for. But she, like Rachel Dolezal, believes herself to be transracial. See my face?
It's not possible.
Transracial. I don't think this is really a thing. I think it's just a way for someone to say, I don't like who I am, so I'm going to change who I am. Into what I want, because that's what I can do. Which is interesting, because I love what Dasha said in her response to this lady. No one, and my question to black women was, do you accept her and others who do this as sisters, right? So Dasha might see you as a sister, see Jasmine, Mary as a sister, right? But would you see her as a sister? What? You don't see her as a sister? You don't see Martina Big as a sister?
In what term? Sister or sister?
Sorry, yes, sister. Like, hey, sister girl.
Okay. Read Dasha's first. Because this one's a little tough, and I want to say my words wisely. I mean,
well, don't worry. She's going to go in, and then you can follow and just be like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I said. Let's read Dasha's. Usually, Dasha, me and you usually hear.
Because when you read this sentence right here, that's when you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's read the whole thing. Because, Dasha, I know you with me.
It says, no one would see this woman on the street and think she is black. Hell no, I do not accept her. I accept old Rachel Dolezal, wannabe Naija, so I will change my name to Nikishi Amari DeLayos, ass more than her. I'm not sure what that means. I am not a costume. I love that. Yes. How come only white people get to be a part of this new transracial trend? When black people did it generations ago, and then Tyrone could back me up on this one, I don't really know, but she said they came up with one-drop rules and laws. Please don't get me started on this mess. So basically, what she's saying is that back in the day, I guess, there was the one-drop law, which if you're one drop of African descent, then you're black.
Yeah. Well, that's everybody, so... Yep.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, cat's out the bag now.
I guess everyone's getting shot now.
I guess so. Even when you don't think you're black, you're black.
Cops start shooting themselves.
Yep. Just because the melanin is not there, you're black.
That
just
would
like
be
you know.
Funny. Cops start shooting themselves.
I know.
Oh, nigger. Oh shit, it's me. It's just a mirror. That's not funny.
That's horrible.
But yes, that was her take on it. And she says maybe paying $50 extra for a bra and being laughed out of VS would made her feel in touch with her black side.
Okay, so I'm not gonna take. You're gonna say somebody else's before I go.
No, that's it.
I'm not gonna take the sensitive route, but I am gonna say that it's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say it's offensive, because Dasha, you're right. This is not a costume you put on. This is our skin that we have every single day that we wake up.
This is our life.
And we look at ourselves in the mirror. We're black, and we're proud to be black, and we love being black. I'm not gonna say everybody do. I know I do, but I'm not gonna say everybody does. But my whole thing is if you actually genuinely like if you actually look at her face, she doesn't even have black features. You can put the skin on. And
she's got lip injections.
That's what I'm saying, but she doesn't even have... It looks so awkward because it's not even black features. And I feel like that's honestly a disgrace. In my opinion, it's a disgrace. It's actually a cry for help because I want to know if she actually is seeking therapy for that.
Look at the necklace. Black Girls Rock.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know if she's actually seeking therapy. Because this is like body dysmorphic type of stuff going on here. Where you're changing your whole body just to fit an image that you feel like is an image of African Americans when it's not. It's
not natural, guys. So the other day, and Megan tried to call me out for saying I wanted to dye my goatee. She said, shouldn't you just leave it natural so you can be who you are, or something like that? I was like, let me put a pin in that one, because I'm going to come back to that. My point of the meme, which is kind of in line with this, I posted a meme the other day that said, women who want a real man, but they also have like lip injections and fake nails and the tracts of hair or whatever weaved in. They have, the high heels and this and that, like all this tummy tucks and like, fuck, man, like what part of you is real anymore, right? It's one thing to do one thing. Like I said, I'm not going to not date someone because she has fake nails or fake hair or I'd actually date a bald chick or just because she has fake boobs. I've dated women with fake breasts before. It's not really an issue for me. I've seen, maybe because of where I met them, that they seem to behave a little bit differently than other people, but it is what it is. But I'm talking about one aspect versus several aspects of who you are. If it's the lip injections and the tummy tuck and the breast implants and all these different things. Yeah, it's like, what part of you is real? What part of you? No, it's. I kind of wonder, is it that people just don't like the way they look at all? Is that what it is?
No, I'm convinced. I think society has convinced everyone that what they look like is not okay.
And the funny thing is, that changes depending on what generation you live in. So a big fellow like me may not be that attractive now, but maybe 100, 200 years ago, I don't know, maybe in another country, maybe some other, whatever, I'm a hot commodity because it might look like, oh, he's got enough money to feed himself and feed the family, so he's instantly more attractive. It's like driving a Ferrari out here. It's like, oh, he's instantly more attractive because he's driving a Ferrari. So big fellas get it.
I was going to say that because it depends on population, too, because, if you think about the general public in Hollywood, there's a certain standard in Hollywood. The way you look, the way you have to look in order to get certain roles. There's a standard. Whereas on the public, it's like, nah, ninja, just put on a hat and keep it moving. But they can't do that. You get what I'm saying? So there's a difference even in that, in population and environment, like you said, generation. It just depends. And then it depends on age. Because I would like to think the older you get, you really don't give a damn about anything or anybody else at that point in time. But I can't say that for everybody, because you still got certain people who just want to be young. And that's why it's just like they have that, all these creams and all these like ways of tightening your skin. It's like, listen, death is inevitable, just like getting older is inevitable, okay? Like, it's only certain things you can do to stop yourself from getting old, even though it's impossible. It's just impossible. It doesn't matter what creams you have.
Yeah.
Or breast implants like this one, even though I just think they just put balloons in her chest.
Look disgusting.
And to be honest with you, I think that should be illegal, and you should actually be fined for even putting grenades like that in somebody's chest.
Because oh my god, it looks so.
It looks unhealthy. Like, it looks sick. And I really do hope that she gets some personal help, because it's not even about what she did. It's why did she do what she did? Because we again, back to the what and the why. We know what she did, but it's now why did she do what she did? Because that looks unhealthy. That looks like a cry for help. And that looks like somebody who's going through a major identity crisis, who do not know who they are.
Yeah.
And it's actually sad, more so than, it's offensive, but at the tail end, it's actually sad. It's really sad. And I really hope that after that show on Maury, whatever, that she actually sought out some further mental health, because it's really sad. If you saw the picture, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's really, really sad.
One comment, not from my page, but from theroot.com, where the actual article was written. says, first off, F this woman. She's not transitioning, quote unquote, to black. She's playing dress up as a minstrel show character. This is a caricature of blackness that she fosters in her own head. Boom. I posted a couple hours ago something to the effect of, oh, shoot, where'd it go? Basically saying that when you act black, quote unquote, right? When you act black, what you're actually doing is putting on a caricature of what it is to be black, and you're going to do extra, and then all that kind of shit, right?
It's like the isms of black people. That's
the caricature, right? That's that's blackface in a sense without the makeup.
Without the makeup, yeah.
And it's offensive because what you're saying is this is the stereotype that you chose to portray, which is probably part of a smaller group of black people. Granted, people talk like that because it is what it is, but. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to portray that part of blackness, which is insulting, instead of just someone who's educated and down to earth and can just talk to you on a regular basis? You know what I mean? Like, why does it have to be the other stuff?
Because we pick and choose what's entertaining for us.
It's unbelievable.
But you're not the black person that get gunned down, though.
Right.
That's the interesting part, because we can be the black people that we think is sassy diva-esque and think it's cute to be all out and out snapping fingers and going but you don't want to be that black person that get gunned down for no reason, or the person who's charged with something that they didn't do, or the person who simply just wanted to go to the store and then ended up getting shot because they went to the store with something inappropriate termed from the actual police officer when he had a hoodie on. It's just.
Or I thought she stole juice.
Or I thought she stole juice. It's we want to be black when it
they want to be black when it's convenient.
There we go. When it's convenient.
Like Mariah Carey.
She's such a sad excuse for a person sometimes.
Well,
anywho, God bless her too. But
yeah, I guess so.
I really do hope that young lady gets the help that she needs, because it's beyond just her doing blackface or minstrel shows. It's her with she's really has an issue.
Cam wrote something before, and he said this before, and I love that he says it because it makes a lot of sense. We're supposed to accept people for who they are who don't accept themselves for who they are.
No, but it's the
so
truth.
True.
That's why I said as much as you can be offended, at the same time, it's just like, it's really sad.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I hope she gets the necessary help that she needs, because this is beyond just the being black. It's some other issues inside of you right there.
Someone else says, I don't know where to start. People need to stop appropriating trans terminology for this shit. It's permanent blackface, OMG. Don't let them demean real transitioning to pretty it up. And I need so many surgeons to lose their license over this. WTF, OMG. This is too weird. I need time to get mad. I'm like confounded.
Well, I agree with the lose the license, because I feel like that is too far, in my opinion. And you should, that's still in your medical judgment. Like, medically, even if somebody says X, Y, and Z, you still have the opportunity to say, no, I will not do it. Regardless of the money. That is just like, that's death.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay.
This is what she looked like before. I'm actually going to post this for you guys, so you guys can see what she looked like before the transition. But she already had an issue with how she looked, because you can see the breasts are still the same size. The only thing different now is the skin tone and the lips and probably some other stuff. But those are I guess, two or three main things. I think she changed her eye color. So eyes, hair, nose might be different. Lips, breasts are still the same size, I assume. And that's about it. Maybe she did something to her butt. I don't know.
It just looks awkward. The
It looks
features
stupid. It looks super stupid. It looks like a bad Barbie doll.
Oh, God bless her. It just gets sadder and sadder every time I look at her.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it looks like a really bad doll you would buy in a case. Doesn't it?
Oh.
Here, buy African Skipper.
Oh. It looks so sad.
And I don't mean to, laugh at her, because I don't... It's just, I guess I'm laughing at my joke, but, she obviously does need help. And someone needs to give her help, because, it's just not... If you're going to try and be a black woman, at least get your butt implants with your boob implant, to go with your boob implants.
Oh, sorry.
She was on the show Botched, and they denied her. Oh, wow.
Well, I see why.
Yeah, because she's got too much going on. Speaking of too much going on, more transracial shit. Someone had posted something that said, "Today in white people bullshit." And I was like, I'm not posting that, because that's just...
Super racial.
Yeah, I'm like, like, we can get into race issues, but I'm not going to be an asshole about it.
Yeah, that's
completely.
true.
Maybe somewhat. Don't.
Mom.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not answering. I'm answering a text message.
She's talking about.
I don't know. Back.
Her mom's calling. I think she's grounded. Get off the phone, girl. A transracial man was born white and identifies as Filipino. From the New York Post. Maybe there's sound. Is there sound for this? I think there's sound for this. Oh, shit. I can't. Let me see if I can get the sound. Nope. Hold on. I can't get sound for this. Maybe if I move this over just a little bit. There we go. That's okay. Perfect. We're going to see what homie sounds like.
It's a tuk-tuk. They use them a lot in the Philippines. Whenever I'm around the music, I'm around the food, I feel like I'm in my own skin. I'd watch the History Channel sometimes for hours. Whenever it came.
So I don't know where.
Is he?
Adam, apparently, formerly known as Adam, so I'll just go with that because I can't say the other one because I don't know how to say that. But anyway, I don't know where Adam is in his transition from being a man to a woman, but you can still see the 5 o'clock shadow.
Into that, and nothing else intrigued me more, but things about Filipino culture. I think if you're unhappy with who you are and you change yourself for the better and that makes you happy, go for it. But I would never say it was a privilege to, be unhappy with yourself all the time. Well, the funny thing is, I had to make sure that it wasn't just me, because if it's just me, then there must be something wrong, or maybe I'm just strange. So I created the group in hopes of, getting our message out in a bottle, and people started to join. People started to message me about, their conflictions with themselves. I believe that we all have the freedoms to pursue happiness in our own ways. We can pursue intimacy with whatever partner we want.
Okay. Adam has a group called Transracialism Support Group on Facebook. Am I going to go to Facebook and look this up?
Absolutely. Because that's what he does best.
Yes. Yes, I am. Am I going to use this one? No, I'm not. Okay, so Transracialism.
This is why we have jobs. This is why we have jobs, people.
I don't know if I could treat somebody like this. This is just, I would feel offended if somebody was like, yeah, I'm a black man, and they were like a tiny Asian dude. Like, no, you're not, and stop fucking with me.
But how do you work through that therapy? Oh, that's a whole other question. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we can't do that here because we're not qualified.
Ooh,
technically.
That looks good.
Okay, it's a sandwich with mayonnaise on it and tomato. I don't understand. So, I'm going to their main page, Transracialism Support Group on Facebook. It says, this is from February 2nd, 2016, which is just almost 2 years ago. The quote-unquote assumption that all white males are privileged and racist isn't racist, it's a fact. This is his group, so why would he be posting? I don't understand. Kiss a Ginger Day is racist. I don't understand any of the things that are happening. There's a picture of Abraham Lincoln with red eyes. It's not even the real Abraham Lincoln, because he's dead.
Is anybody saying anything? Because we're not on the page anymore.
Well, not right now, because there's nothing to look at because this is just weird. I don't know. This is okay. Being trans race is like having been abandoned by your dad at a young age, leaving your mother a single parent, watching another family that hasn't been torn apart by divorce.
Okay, these are see. Here we go. Let me tread lightly.
And then here's another thing before you go. Someone responded with "F your safe space." I guess that's another group, which will be interesting because I know they're going to get into black people because that's just what they do. Being transgender is a mental illness. It's a rejection of reality, leads to anxiety, depression, and in some cases self-mutilation and or suicide. That's not reality. And then this person responded with, "You will never have to worry about problems of the oppressed because you are a fucking white male." And then I guess they got into a social media argument.
But that is semi the truth. Why do you think you change yourself for the internal issues that you have? I'm sorry, that irritates me.
Yeah. And
transgenders don't irritate me, but I just want you to understand the reality of the situation. And then they're like, well, no, you're not transgender, so you don't get... No, I don't. I don't get that portion of it, and I don't want to get that portion of it because that's not a portion I choose to do in order to get it. My whole thing is that when we have issues, the reason why we change our body parts, the reason why we change our skin complexion, the reason why we do all these external changes is because it's the internal things that are taking place that we are unable to deal with, and we don't want to deal with it. So we figure if we change the outside, it'll change us internally, but yet you still feel the same way about yourself regardless of whether you change the outside or not. Sorry, that just irritates me because I can't stand I can't stand.
Let it go. Go ahead. When
transgenders make it like, well, we're out here, just like he said in the video. Mm-hmm. We want to be happy, and if that makes us happy, then that makes us happy. No, that's a cop-out for you dealing with your own internal issues.
Because you're actually not dealing with whatever the issue really is.
Thank you. And granted, it's difficult for everybody. Not everybody's going to get it. I get that. Not everybody's going to get it. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard as hell for people to deal with the internal stuff that they don't like about themselves.
Right. Like, that's like me putting on a Elmo costume every day and saying, I just like to be happy. This is how I'm going to be happy. By sitting in this Elmo costume every day.
It's like, I just don't feel like I'm comfortable enough until I wear my Elmo costume. Like,
right. And it's like... well, dude, you're not Elmo. You're not Filipino. Your name is not Childish. It's Adam. Like, stop.
Childish.
That's what he changed his name to.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at him.
As a Filipino woman or whatever.
I'm not laughing at him, but it's
or as a white woman trying to be Filipino. I don't even know what the transition was. It was just so hard to follow because I just don't know. But
we don't like who we are.
Yeah, and if you don't like who you are, you need to deal with that. You need to deal with that instead of overlooking it.
So I guess for me, after my explosion for 2 seconds,
it's okay, honey. It's okay.
Because this is really a topic. I think for me, and I'm going to be clinically speaking, and I'm going to be out of my feelings with this one. Where did it start? Where you started disliking yourself?
After Dad left, he didn't know how to identify as a man.
Did he mention that in the thing?
It was something I read. I don't know
if I read it. Yeah,
he
just mentioned it because I was like, is that personal? Because when he brought it up, I was like, was that personal? Because I'm like, you're identifying all these traumatic things in that short little anecdote that he wrote, but we're looking at what we need to do externally instead of looking at all the internal trauma that has taken place.
Yeah, there's damage there that hurts.
There's damage and there's hurt. And see, this is why I said, okay, this is why we have jobs, because you're not, and then on top of that, you're not allowing us to do our job. Instead, you're just going straight to the medical team. Well, how does that work? Just like all of these plastic surgery things and this and that. What is that? That is an internal trauma or an internal issue that's being masked by plastic surgery. Now, granted, some people need to reconstruct their nose because maybe they can't breathe. Mm-hmm. Some people need to reconstruct their faces because it got burned or something happened, a deformity. I understand that, and I'm in no way, shape, or form knocking plastic surgeons because they do a hell of a job.
For necessities.
For necessities.
Not just because I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
Well, tell God.
Yeah. And it's just like, well, I don't feel comfortable in this. Why don't you feel comfortable? This is my thing. What we do, okay. What doctors do is figure out the what is going on and how they can physically fix it. What we do as mental health providers is we figure out the why. Why are you feeling this way? Before you can get to the whole medical portion of wanting to fix it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that's my own opinion. Some people be like, you know what, Ashley, shut the hell up because you're just going from your, your own personal feelings. And
so people now have seen, and by the way, Rick, we're good. We didn't go on any Russian hacker websites. We are good. He was making a joke that we were going to say hi to Putin.
Say hi to Putin.
I just said Putin, like Rasputin. Anyway, so I'm reading comments on the rating section of the Transracialism Support Group, which has how many people in it? I can't tell. But anyway, the first comment says, or the most recent one says, so let me get this straight. You've never been to the Philippines. You can't name more than two dishes Filipinos make. And you get all of your information about their culture through anime conventions. Sounds about white.
I like Ariel.
Cam Kennedy. Oops.
It's Ariel or Ariel?
I don't know. It's not from my page. It's someone else's page.
Sorry.
Well, it's whatever. Since you're so obsessed with Filipino culture, how about proving it? I see no picture videos providing that evidence, just a news interview with you dressed like a made-for-TV's 80s surfer movie bully of sorts. So can we see how many Filipinos you know or befriended, or how many times you visited the lovely country, or just anything that provides any evidence you're not completely full of shit?
I mean, well, hell, we can get Josh up here to tell us way more about Filipino culture than he can.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hell.
And this is why I say we need to stop.
Shout out to you, Josh. Just wanted to say that.
We need to stop encouraging people to live in their mental illness as it's normal for you, but it's literally not a real thing. So I'm not going to encourage you to live in an alternate reality that is not real. So if I came up to you every day, presented myself as the world heavyweight champion, and
I'm sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry.
This is my video game shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm the world heavyweight champion, and I'm a former NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion. I have 9 kids playing in the NFL right now. My wife and I travel back and forth to see our 9 kids play between college and the pros. And that was my presentation to you every day, and everything I talk about was my kids, not the other kids. Like, I do have 12 kids. But anyway, was about my kids and my wife, and everything I've been doing for the WWE and for the NFL. You think it's sick of me after a while?
It's delusional.
It's very.
And I go on record saying I wonder if some of it's psychosomatic. You know, with the whole idea of like, because we can talk ourselves into anything. Our mind is so powerful. And our thoughts sometimes bring us to an alternate reality that's not true.
Yeah.
So I wonder, just like we can, what I mean by psychosomatic is like, oh my gosh, my arm is falling off. It's like, no, it's not. You're just being dramatic. You get what I'm saying? And it could be nothing wrong with it, but every day there's something new that's not occurring. But you create it so much that you can create these symptoms. Mm-hmm. Just like you can create an alternate reality that it's not true, which goes into delusions and maybe hallucinations. And that's the whole border of schizophrenia and all the other stuff. And that's a whole nother psychological topic. But the point is that like when you break from a reality, that's literally, what is that? Not a manic episode. It's literally a break from reality. And you go into this alternate reality where it's really not true. Because even what you just said, I would look at you and be like, okay, maybe we should go somewhere and talk to somebody. Like, I would be like, we need to take you somewhere. I'm serious.
When Guy was alive, like, that's one thing we would joke about. Like, Guy, I'm the heavyweight champion. I got a bunch of kids playing in the NFL. Like, it was a joke, right? Obviously, between me and him and, what our characters were doing or whatever. But it wasn't one of those things where you leave the house and put that on. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a phone conversation. I was just kidding.
Believe that.
Yeah.
And that's funny because we were talking about that.
Stop encouraging delusion, people.
We were talking about that. We were talking about because one of our friends. Should I go there?
I don't know. I
don't want to go there.
I'm looking at myself in the mirror.
I don't know if I should go there.
Yeah, I don't. Dasha says, I have a very hard time accepting this transracial thing because it seems like a caricature of those people. It is. It is. The way the guy was dressed, the Adam guy, Jan Dow or Jay Dow or whatever, Jay Do, there was nothing that I could tell. I mean, I have 3 Filipino roommates, literally, but there was nothing I could tell that seemed to be cultural to Filipinos. So I don't know if it was a caricature of that, as much as it was maybe just how Adam dressed, or Jiao dressed, or, but other than that, yeah, it seemed to be a caricature of, yeah, let me get the extreme versions of these because, yeah. Like, why don't you go to college like other black people?
True.
Instead of getting all the huge ass, well, she got the huge breast way before she was transitioning to blackness.
Like so.
She didn't like herself at all.
Well,
What's happening?
I said I wasn't going to say it, which I'm not going to say. I'm not going to state the person, but I am going to state the conversation we had. Me and you actually had this conversation about this person.
Well, too late.
I said, could it be? What did I say? I said, transcultural. It was something with culture because some people want to be black or want to be Filipino or whoever it is that you want to be.
Just from 2 days ago?
No, it was a minute ago. You know who it was about. But
I can't tell.
And sometimes we fight so hard to be another culture, not necessarily of another race, not necessarily because you don't like the race, but you may not like the culture aspect of that race or ethnicity, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And what happens is, that's why I said it's almost like a transcultural, because you feel like your culture doesn't fit you or you don't fit the principles in your culture, so you decide I adapt someone else's
you're rejecting it.
Culture. You reject your own, but you adapt to someone else's because you don't like certain aspects of your own culture. And I wonder if that's where he's at, but also just saying, okay, I physically need to look like that too. Because it's one thing to say, I can't stand my culture, because it's a lot of people I actually know who can't stand their culture and decide they want to adapt to another culture, which I think even in that, every culture has some aspects that they're not going to agree with. Right.
American culture says, grab a gun because they're coming.
Exactly.
They're not coming.
But it's just like, I think even in that, it's kind of hard to just completely disown a culture, because I don't care what culture it is. It's always
embedded in it.
You're still embedded in it. It's always one aspect of the culture that you can agree on.
I got a buddy of mine. We've known each other for 21 years or so. Some people might say he's a poser or something like that. And he's got Chinese tattoos, and he's not even Chinese. And he takes his shoes off at the door and speaks in Chinese at times.
Well, he made like the Zen feel.
But like legit, dude's been to speaks Cantonese. I don't know if fluently, but at least conversationally. So like he does a lot more regarding the Chinese culture or various Asian cultures than the average person would. So I wouldn't ever say that he was faking it. But some people might say, oh, he's faking it. He's a poser. He's a white boy trying to be Asian. Actually, no, he just really appreciates the culture.
Yeah.
So much so to even, like, there are various things that he does. He even does feng shui around the house, and not like because America does it, but because he's so embedded in that culture, and he lets that permeate through his life. So that way he respects it. So I think even he would know, like if he was ever into Halloween and dressing up and shit.
Yeah.
He's not doing Chinese.
Because it's too far. Because he knows he's not Chinese, but he just adapted a lot of the cultural aspects of it.
That's how you show respect, without trying to be like, look, I'm you. I mean, we're all the same now, except for when we vote.
But I mean, if you think about it, isn't America transcultural? Because last time I checked, what in America is made from America?
Not our language.
Exactly. So what food hasn't America taken from another country?
We just ate pizza. Is that from Iowa? Nope.
No.
Spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Yeah, this is
That's
spaghetti.
what I'm saying. So we adapt a lot of cultures, but at the end of the day, America still says they're America. They don't say they're China.
Right.
They don't say, okay, we're Russia.
Chinese food, though.
Yeah,
we love that stuff.
It's part of, you bring all of the culture within, but it didn't say, okay, America, you're now Russian. Like, you're now Russia. Like, wait, what? You're now Africa since you have African food in here. Like, it's, we adapt to different cultures. I think when you take it too far and consider it that specific thing, it's like, okay, wait. you're not Russia, you're still America, you may have Russian food, or you're not India, but you have Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why I said it could be transcultural. If you want to use the trans word, transcultural, you like to adapt different cultures, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree. As long as you're paying respect to it and not shitting on it. And Rick says he adopted Chicago culture and rejected OC/LA culture. But I thought Rick lived in Chicago
fine.
At some point. I don't know. I thought he did.
And that's the thing, and that's fine.
He got fat and changed his outside to match his cultural choices.
Those comments were straight out of my mouth.
Rick is such a dork, but I love him.
Hard time accepting this transracial thing because it seems like
I read those already.
People, yeah. I was like, wait, didn't we read that?
Yes, we did.
It was Dasha. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dasha.
You know what I forgot?
What?
To read the comments from the video game thing from all the women and the guys.
Oh, don't worry. We
You lost.
That's fine.
No one agreed with you.
That's fine.
They said you were really judgy.
That's fine.
They said some other things too.
That's fine too.
Mostly racist.
That's fine too.
Stop saying that's fine.
Because it is fine. We can agree to disagree. Everybody's not going to agree on everything.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
So yeah, transracialism, that's a cool thing, huh? Oh, I want to give a shout out to a sponsor who's not really a sponsor, but no. That sounds so petty. No. Out of here.
Don't worry, I did that with Jim Gray. Shh. It's fine. I don't like her.
That's fine.
It's fine. She's not watching, so who gives a shit?
She's like, boop, hey Ashley, shit. That's fine.
That's
anyway,
fine.
So earlier today I had some time off between meetings and school, so I decided to scroll by Gold Star Audio. Oh my god, I lost it. Oh shit, that was horrible. That was horribly timed. Really? Really, Jesus? You couldn't wait 20 minutes? Anyway.
Well, you were clearing your mind.
I was stopping by Gold Star Audio today over in Irvine off of, Aston, A-S-T-O-N Street. Over in, like, Irvine, Santa Ana, somewhere, Tustin, I can't remember the name of the street. Anyway, Gold Star Audio. These guys have your hookups for anything audio you need. Speakers for your car. I think they even do rims. I'm not 100% sure. You need a new stereo, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. You know, amp. Oh my god, these guys are good. I've been going to there for probably 10 years. Maybe? Yeah, about 10 years. One of the dudes his brother owns it. And he used to work with his brother. He was a DJ I knew. But he ended up leaving and starting his own business, doing something else. So I still go back and visit every once in a while. I haven't had work done there in 2 years because it's solid. Mm-hmm. It's solid. Unless I blow out a speaker, I have no reason really to go back. You know, maybe when the stereo gets a couple years older. But yeah, I literally have had everything in my car for about 2 years, and it still sounds fine. I even played it for him today, and he was like, it sounds like a couple wires got crossed, but other than that, it's fine. There's no need for me to upgrade. I really want to upgrade. Like, I want, like, Miami sound. Like, boom, 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 boom. I really want that. Like, I want to get pulled over for it. That's how bad I want it.
What does that do for you?
It's the feeling. It's literally the feeling of the bass. I love that. Mm. Oh, that's so funny. That's the dude who works at Gold Star Audio. I just...
He probably was watching it and was like,
well, he did say earlier, he's like, hey, so what happened with that chick who was bugging you? I swear to God, he said that earlier. I just happened to pop in. Because I was giving him props because last week, PR.
Hi, PR!
I was just talking about his ass. That's
welcome,
so
PR.
Funny. Yeah, I've known him and his wife or whatever for like 10 years. They got a couple kids, really cute kids. They got a huge dog, too. Dog scares me. But yeah, good dude. So yeah, if you guys ever need like any car audio stuff, tell them Kingman sent you. Yeah, I'll give you my real name. It's fine. Just go to Gold Star Audio. And don't forget, Movie Pass. I told y'all, download the app, make an account. There are 4,000 theaters nationwide that if you pay $10 a month, which is the only option I think that they have, $10 a month, you get to see one movie every 24 hours. I went Friday to go see Geostorm. Yeah, it was one of those movies. Gerard Butler was in it. It wasn't bad, but it was I expected and wanted a whole lot more blowing up stuff.
Was the script bad or was the acting bad?
I think the script. The script because I wanted to see more blowing up.
Okay, but the acting itself wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. The story.
But if the storyline's not good.
The story didn't contain me because I wanted more blowing up. That's why. So it was more of my expectation than it was the actual delivery. But I will say this, and I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago in a tweet or whatever. CinemaSins. It's a YouTube group that I watch outside of Cinema Gulp. CinemaSins, they do reviews on movies, and they'll say everything wrong with blank movie in 14 minutes, 7 minutes, 21 minutes, whatever. Mm-hmm. And basically what it does is anything that's predictable or cliche, they sin it. You know, so Paranormal Activity, one of my favorite movies of all time as far as the horror genre is concerned, they sin the fuck out of that. Oh, you heard a noise downstairs, but you went and opened your door and looked downstairs and didn't even have a flashlight and asking for, hello, is anyone there? Expecting a monster to come out. That's 3 sins. You know, it's like everything was cliche. Like, God, I didn't even expect that. Like, I didn't even think of that. Just how cliche it is to, oh shit, if that door slams, we're not going to go run over to that door and be like, hello? It's stupid.
That's true.
We're running out of that door saying, bye-bye. I will be taking my laptop with me, though, and my phone. Because I have work to do. But yeah, so CinemaSins, they do a good job. Anyway, so yeah, Movie Pass, great investment, free massage. Who the hell said free massage? Casey's the only person alive who is put to sleep by his own vlog. Oh. Oh, she tried to change her name. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Appreciating the mocking. I think he was. Oh, she is past mocking. Okay, got it. Yeah, people are liking comments. I don't need Dasha to like these comments. Anyway, so yeah, great choice for if you guys ever go out to movies more than 2 times a month. I mean, you guys might be like, oh, how do I know if they're going to have, a movie theater close to me? My friend was in town about 2-3 weeks ago from Maine. I've known her for 15 years. And we even typed in her zip code, which starts with like a 0. Mm-hmm. And they had like 5 theaters in her area. And she doesn't live in like a big city in Maine because there are no big cities in Maine, right? But she still had like 4 or 5 theaters in her area. And I was like, that's so crazy. So that just tells you, like, well...
They're everywhere.
It's everywhere. I mean, we live in Orange County, so we're not going to have any problems. We can go to Orange County, LA, Long Beach, San Diego, and have no issues. Probably IE as well, but have no issues with finding a theater. So whenever you're ready, you can come see Murder on the Orient Express tomorrow morning. 10 a.m. 10:30 a.m. No? Movie's going to suck, I'm sure. It has like a 58 rating on IMDb, or Rotten Tomatoes. It's not very good. Mm-mm. Yeah.
No.
Other than that, I don't even think we have anything left other than telling Ashley that she's very judgmental for yelling at me. Ashley, do you hate me?
No, I do not. I'm not going to say it's fine. I'm going to say no, I can't.
Just kidding. No, Ashley does not hate me. I also heard of an app today as well. Go ahead.
I did want to talk about interracial dating because I don't think we ever...
Because you said you weren't going to do that just yet because you were taking a break.
Interracial dating?
Yeah, I said you should post that. You said I'm not now.
Well, I'm not going to post it, but I didn't mean I didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, well, we need to post it so that way we can have their discussion. You know how this works.
Okay, so next week...
You need to post it.
Okay, would you guys rather hear me talk about it now? Quick response. Or next week, so that way we can post it and you can actually look at it and write in your comments. Let me know right now. Go. I'm just kidding.
I don't think they're going to respond.
I don't think so either. I'm trying to give them some credit because they've been viewing and actually responding to a lot of things.
Dasha, what do you think? Rick, what do you think? It's been like an hour and 20 minutes. I think we should probably... Fine. Yeah. Well, what did you want to send in interracial dating? Was it a lot?
No, we can pick it up next week, people. Forget it.
Yeah, we should do that. And then you can actually, we can form a question, post it out there, and say, would you ever marry somebody interracially?
I'm more of an experiential therapist, so I just like to hear it now. No, it's true,
Why did you
but
just hit me?
I know he's very formatted, so.
Very formatted, like my disk drive on my computer.
Yeah.
Oh, Clay's in here. What's up, Clay?
Go Clay.
Me and Clay go way back, yo.
Oh, my ninja Clay.
You're funny.
It's my ninja Clay. I don't know you, but it just sounds good to say.
He's the homie. I was going to show you one of the other posts. Oh, wait, here it is. 13 responses earlier from this group that I posted the same question in about women or about video games and men. One gal says that Ashanti W, that's how we spend our family time. I'll leave it there. Chantel D, no, as long as it's not excessive. I'll leave it there. I'm not going to read the whole things, but why nag someone for something so small? Not childish at all. No, if that's how he unwinds. And I think there is, obviously a point where it takes over. Like my friend I was telling you about earlier, her husband plays all the time. That's where it's obviously taken over.
What did it say, Ashley, what?
I don't know, I missed it. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Hold on. It says Ashley's the new homie.
I did not say that.
I tried. And that's why I'm offended by Rachel Dolezal. It doesn't say anything.
It just came up on there, that's all it said. I think you just might gotta scroll down.
Actually hangs out with you as a constant case study. Dasha, why you always taking shots? That's why you ain't got no man. Chill, punk ass.
Gotcha, case study. Oh, Dasha, we're gonna be friends. I know that. Sorry, I'm sorry, keep going.
Single black women being single black women friends. Right on.
I think he's
So anyway, hell nah, because I'm a gamer too.
Dasha,
10 hours a day is too damn long. I don't know why people kept thinking I said 10 hours a day. I said 10 hours a week. Like, I didn't edit it. It says 10 hours a week, right? If your man played them around 10 hours a week, so what actually is that in this shit? People kept saying...
Just leading.
I said week. How's that leading?
The question's a little leading. Would you be okay if your husband was a video gamer? That's how you do it. Leave it open-ended, because now people are going to put in the 10 hours. You get what I'm saying? It's leading.
But I think that's what... Like, if you play games for an hour a week, does that mean, oh my god, he's so immature? Or is it more of like, well, there's a point where it becomes a big thing? Because he could spend an hour a week in the bathroom. Probably even more than that. Cause
or on the ID channel, as somebody that loved to reference that, because they said 10 hours on the ID channel.
What is the ID channel?
ID channel.
What is that?
It's like, I don't know, they have different stuff on there, like 40, I think it's 48 hours on there, or A&E. What is it? I don't know. I'm like, is it? I said, I don't know.
Billy says, I don't date women who don't play video games. Britannia says, I read that it's 10 hours a day. See? Once again, I'm like, that's so weird. Anyway, 10 hours a week is fine as long as it doesn't take away from time with her.
Mm-hmm.
Katie said, doesn't bother me as long as his responsibilities are handled. Doctor, 10 hours a week. Is it bad as long as they're getting their responsibility? Oh, isn't. I think it's just a typo. Isn't bad as long as responsibilities are getting handled. So, yeah. I think because... And I was saying this earlier to someone. I said, I think the age range that you're in, you're probably more likely to find somebody who does play them than someone who doesn't. And I don't mean plays them as in like 20 hours a week or nothing like that. That probably is common. Not excessively common, but common. So, I don't know what my point is of just saying that. But I guess it's more so maybe... If you're expecting, whether you are or not, I'm just going to say it. If you're expecting that someone is not going to, that might be a very high expectation because of the age bracket that you're in. Because, let me see, you were born in 90, what? 91. By 99, there was PS2.
Well, there was Sega. I used to play Sega.
Okay. But I mean, like,
Dreamcast,
growing up,
PlayStation.
I had Commodore, which was like 4-bit graphics. I had ColecoVision, which people may not remember, which was like 4-bit graphics. You know, you had a black character and a white character. Literally, one was dark, one was white. No facial features at all. It's like stick figures. And but they were, obviously a little more blocky. Well, the white one could shoot threes. That's Larry Bird. And the dark one could dunk. That was Michael Jordan. That was the game. That was it. And I mean, now you see video games oversaw part of that. And because I played video games at that time a lot more then than I do now, even though I had a full-time job and stuff, she knew it wasn't a good idea because the way they design games is to get you addicted. I mean, the guy last night, no offense to him, because it's his life, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. But seven shots of espresso, I'm like,
that's intense.
How long are you going to be up? You know, if it's because you're doing it once a year, okay, whatever, that's your thing. But this might be, in my opinion, probably a little more common.
I think we should go to Starbucks.
I can't, because if I do, it's going to make me wake up at a certain time, and I'm going to stand up to pee, and then I'm going to be like, oh shit, I need to sit down. Because that happened this morning, and I almost didn't make it, Ash. I almost didn't make it. Oh my goodness.
I just want a white hot chocolate.
Oh, SVU's on the ID channel. Is there a Starbucks that's open right now?
It is, right on the street.
What time's it close, though? 10:30 or 10?
I don't know.
You find out. All right, there's another app I found out about. Waze, WAZE. This app, you turn it on and you can find out where cops are. So if you are Waze, WAZE.
Oh no, I know that app.
I might download it because I mean I don't speed anyway, so it's not really a big deal. But basically, if you turn that on, oh yeah, they're all closed. Never mind. Anyway, if you turn it on, what happens is people will tag officers that they see in it, and I'm not driving all over. Oh, never mind. All right then. God. People will tag officers in it, so that way if you're racing or if you're speeding or whatever, you're not going to get caught. That's the navigation app. So they, or I guess it's just how people use it. Oh, share real-time traffic and road info, saving everyone. So it really is intended for things bigger than being evil. But people do mark where police are, so I find that very interesting. Yep, look. So you have, like, puddles, you have police, you have, what else? Traffic.
I know a lot of people that have Waze.
Community edited maps. You won't hit a dead end. Huh. Oh, cheaper gas. Interesting. Okay. So Waze, WAZE, because it shows you different ways to go, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is that right there?
It's the one around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one where I met Homegirl at.
We're in Panera Bread and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was right there.
Okay.
I don't go to Starbucks often, people. That's why I don't know.
What was the name of that? Oh, Keep It 100, right? Remember that video I played you last week, Ashley? Mm-hmm. All right, guys, here's what's going to happen. This is the end of the show. I'm going to play you a 7-minute video, and hopefully they let me keep the video because I really appreciate what the artist did with the video and with the song itself and just how deep it is.
This is the $100 bill?
This is the one.
Okay.
So last week, you guys remember me playing a song from a kid, or songs from a kid called Jarv. Mm-hmm. Did you listen to Jarv after I left? Mm-mm. I didn't think so. Mm-mm. But you liked it, though.
He was good.
He was good. I appreciated his delivery. And so I had to actually go back and look at the old show from last week to see who I mentioned I was going to play this week. This week is a dude named Joyner Lucas, Joyner Lucas, Lucas. Joyner Lucas. I heard him on a Tech 9 album recently, and it was him, a dude named Logic, and Tech 9, and they fucking flipped it. Matter of fact, I'm going to play you that real quick. I'm going to play the song Sriracha. I'm going to play his...
Sriracha.
I put that on everything. Sriracha. Cam's actually the one that told me when the album came out. Cam's the homie. I don't know if Cam's still listening, but Cam's the homie. Here we go.
Watching TV with a DVD, I can repeat with a CD street. I don't even know option, I even know conscience, even know I can.
Here we go. Hold on. We're going backwards.
Blocker, disintegrating every chakra, it gets an option. You can bet that we doing the proper. When I put the bullets in the bullet with a hoodie, and nobody gonna stop. Nobody gonna stop, I don't even know option. option, leaving no conscience, even though I can achieve no problem, and even though I can see what they watching TV with a DVD, I can repeat with a CD street shocking, easy if an EP, then I just eat beats like I'm easy, eat confident, I eat me like I'm EBT shopping, credit card max, spend the bars back, fuck your hoe, get branded, all that, run in your house and bring your heart back, some of your face and send the door back, who got the keys to the branded Corvette, can't catch me in a man in all black, I've been on that shit since Captain on track, fuck that,
Sounds dope, huh?
Can't ignore that, you can try though, but you gon' end up next to Dido, I'm that pen that wrote the Bible, I'm on your skin like
pen that wrote the Bible.
for the moment I hit the Hondo.
This is where it gets really crazy. You ready? Hold on to something. Hold on. G-Force.
Breathe, sir.
That
was cool.
So tell them all to put that on something. I put that on everything. I put that on everything. I put that on everything. I put that on everything.
You like that 5, 4, 3, and 2?
That was cute, again.
5, 4, 3, and 2.
Yeah.
I practice in my car a lot. All right, I'm gonna move this so you guys can see the video. It's a really cool video. The song's called "Keep It 100," or sorry, "Keep It 100." 100. All right, by Joyner Lucas, and I actually went and bought a holder today for the phone, and I left it in the car.
That's not good.
So there's one for the air conditioning. Okay, let's see. How can I? Okay, here we go. Oh, that's probably better. There we go. You guys are welcome. Now, in order for me to make this video stay, I have to kind of talk over it so they don't hear the music. But basically, tell a story. So this homeless guy is trying to get $100 or whatever. The guy's like, haha, fuck you. He throws water on him. Gets back in the car. He's being an asshole with his buddies.
Keep it 100.
I like this here, this little transition. How much money they're making. How they make money.
Somebody told me money rules the world. I know you heard that shit. Money the root to all evil, blessings and murder shit. I slave away for 10 hours a day at work and just finally got my check, but the ATM isn't working shit. Oh, there it go. Damn, it's hot as hell. Punched in a pin code and grabbed a $100 bill. I snatched it up and went back to my wheels. Hit up the plug and said, I know you got some bud. I need that with some pills. Meet me outside the gas station on Park Ave. I'll be waiting to put the cash in the glove compartment as I sat waiting. Damn. Yo, where this nigga at? About to light a cigarette. Well, oh, there he go. Open up the glove compartment, told him relax just. Come around the driver's side and act normal like we ain't making a transaction. Take that. I dapped him up and got to sliding. He crinkled it up, walked off, then put it in his pocket. Off to the strip club with some drinks and some orders. He pulled that $100 out his pocket, uncrinkled the corners. Stage side watching this one bitch shaking and twirling. Busted it open all exotic and maybe she foreign. She making eye contact, she got on eye contacts. She see that Benjamin Frank, she keep her eyes on that. She's thinking I want that. He takes a sip from his glass, she bend over, he slap her ass and put some ones in her crack. He whispered in her ear, how long are you here? Tell me you single, oh you got a man? Fuck, I don't care. Tell him I'm queer, say my name is Susan in your contacts. The fuck your relationship, I ain't worried about that. Can I use that red marker, sir? Let me write my number on this 100 for you. Make sure you hit me up.
Hi, Tammy.
Do nothing for you. 508 507 2209. She got home and opened the purse soon as she gets to the door. Counting them dollars, smoking tree while she sit on the floor. I don't think she like how this shit make her feel. But you gotta do what you gotta do when it's time for paying bills. For real. She wanna get high now. Grab the Benjamin off the floor. She feeling alive now. Few grams of coke on the table. That's for right now. She rolled 100 up and stuck it up her nose like. That's what you call heaven's door. That's what you call Snow White, the white without 7 dwarfs. She threw 100 back in the purse and headed down to the store. She need a blunts for the gas. She need the gas for the Ford. She need the eggs and some dill. She need the cheese and some milk. She need a change. What number is that? I said, what number is that on the bill? What is that? Yeah, it's a red. It's like a phone number. Never mind. myself. Give me the cash, follow instructions, don't be fucking moving. Cause I hate to kill you over something stupid. Now hand me the bread and place your hands on top of your head. Take my tough advice. Turn around and count to 100 if you love your life.
You see, the place got robbed. The bank robber has, or the store robber has the $100 bill.
Keep it 100.
Really cool story about a $100 bill. Now we're only like halfway through. Yeah, we still got 3.5 more minutes to go. Tell the rest of the story.
Keep it 100.
See, now he's in church. Went to a little girl's birthday party.
Somebody told me money rules the world. I know you heard that shit. Money the root to all evil, blessings and murder shit. He put that 100 inside the collection plate on Sunday too. Hope it'll take away your sins, maybe someday soon. But anyway, they covered the plate and just continue praying. After church, the pastor opened it up and started saying, Lord forgive me, but I need this, I've been really static. Then he grabbed that 100 off the top and started staring at it. Held it up to see if it's real or fake. Then looked around to make sure nobody was looking. Then he took it. Damn. Off to the streets with the Lord. Off to go find him a whore. $100 in a dash. And now he riding the course. He see some bitch on the corner. He told her hop in the car. And then she opened the door. Come on, bitch. Yo, hurry the fuck up. I ain't trying to get caught up. They continue driving and stuff. Looking for a spot in the cut. How much for head?
100.
And how much for sex?
100.
Damn. 100?
Come on, that's not a lot.
Fuck.
Why are you playing?
Nah, I'm just saying, that's a lot, bitch. Like, gotta come down. Damn. Now she making eye contact. She got on eye contacts. She see that Benjamin Frank. She keep her eyes on that. She's thinking, I want that. He pulls his dick out his pants. Transaction complete. Then she went back to the streets. Back to the cash with the leash. She back to get back on her knees. And she don't like how this shit make her feel. But you gotta do what you gotta do when it's time for paying bills. For real. She wanna retire soon. She swear to God. She looked up and seen the hand of God. Oh my God.
This is such an amazing song.
Yes.
Forgot she had a pimp. That nigga been looking for her ass for days. Took every single dollar and left the eye black and gray. He'd be on the corner jamming, getting drunk, that away. 7-Eleven gambling, throwing all his cash away. Up. So say that money ruled the world. I know you heard that shit. Money the root to all evil, blessings and murder shit. Yeah, that pimp just lost $100 in a dice game. He said I should've just bet that shit on tonight's game. But whatever, nigga, nice game. The homie who won it walked off with the 100. To open up his wallet, stuffed it inside, then put it in his pocket. Started stomping and running, feeling so good, started hopping and jumping. Money flopping and rumbling, his eyes as big as a smile. No stopping him from the prowl, he's jogging, skipping around till his wallet fell to the ground. 100 sticking halfway out, in the back of a halfway house for like 3 weeks, and don't even ask me how. Check it, a homeless man walks by, sees a wallet, opens his eyes, and he grabs it, opens the check with inside, and to his surprise, it's money. A couple dollars, 100 bills with some writing.
Hey, you guys notice this is the homeless guy from the beginning.
But he doesn't, so he said, fuck it, it's mine. And I'm really hungry and thirsty. I want some beer and beef jerky, maybe some 10% juice. And if the store's open, I need some cigarettes too.
You ready to go, aren't you?
I walked into the same store on the block. Just so happened to be the same exact store that got robbed. What a coincidence, that shit is just as weird as I thought. The clerk rang him out and said that'd be $18.25.
And look, what he pays with.
Then he held that 100 out with the red number written on top. Then everything stopped.
But why was you just shooting though? Like,
Do you remember why?
no, I mean I remember why, but obviously he came in there, and you know that ain't the same guy.
He doesn't remember.
But you remember that they money, like.
Because the guy who came in had a mask on.
I know, but like, he looked like a straight homeless dude. Like, I know, but it was clever. No, it was clever. But me, I'm being those.
I know, you're being that guy. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed the show. Episode number 101. Come say bye, Ashley. Bye.
Tyrone, what about Oklahoma?
I'll see you guys Thursday with Tyrone for episode 102, which is like way better than 101.
That's fine.
You miss me?
No. That's fine.
Yeah,
Bye, guys. Any
Pretty
comments,
much,
questions, concerns, anything of the nature of the sort, please contact us.
Whose hair?
Our Facebooks.
Whose hair is it?
Our Twitters. Even though I don't have a Twitter. His Twitter.
Yeah.
His Instagram.
Just call me.
Yep.
All right. We out, guys. You guys be good.
Bye.
Ways.